Hey everybody, I'm Diane and I talk about all things tax, finance, and life. Today we're going to talk about what you need to bring to get your taxes done. A lot of people have no idea and a lot of people just forget a few things. So we're going to cover some of the most popular things that I see forgotten. So whether you do your taxes yourself, whether you use a tax pro, it's all the same. You still need the same information, so let's go. Number 1, Social Security numbers and dates of birth. You absolutely need everybody's Social Security number that is going to be on your tax return. Everybody's, your spouse, your children's, everybody, and you need everybody's birth date. So now's time to get that information together. It's the first thing you're going to be asked. Okay. Number 2, child care. You need their name, their address, their phone number, and how much was paid for each child. This does not come on a separate IRS tax form. There's no form for this. They usually just give you a letter or a receipt, but you absolutely need this. Oh, I forgot. Their tax ID, most important. So you need that on a letter or a form or anything. You need to provide that information in order to get the child care tax credit, which is $600 per kid. Not as much as it used to be, but you still get $600 per kid as a tax credit if you are paying for daycare. Okay, bank information. You need your routing and account number for where you want your tax refund deposited, or if you owe, like me, where you're going to pay your taxes from. So you need your routing and account number. I see so many people at the last second like scrolling through their phone and like, I can't find the account number. It's not on, it's redacted for safety on a lot of things. You need to get that account number before you come in to do your taxes. Okay, number 4, mortgage interest. This comes to you on Form 1098-T. It will probably be mailed to you unless you opted out of paper, and then it will be online on your wherever you pay your mortgage. I do need the form, not the amount of mortgage interest paid. I need a lot of other pieces of information off the form in order to e-file. And if you do your taxes yourself, you will need that too. So, mortgage interest 1098-T. Or 1098, no letter after it. Sorry, might have said a letter. That's the next one. Number 5 is your 1098-T. That's for education expenses. That's tuition paid. You get that in your online student account if you're an undergrad or graduate student. Most of the times you have to download it. I know very few colleges who are mailing things to students. If you are an undergrad student, in other words, if you have not achieved a bachelor's degree yet, you can also possibly take your out-of-pocket expenses for things like books, paper, pens, computers, software, lab fees, attendance clickers, whatever is required in required equipment for your class. It would have to be in the syllabus as required in order to count. You may or may not be able to take that. Get it together. Okay. Number 7, the HUD-1 statement or the closing statement if you bought or sold a piece of property. And you're going to say, hey, Diane, I read your blog. I thought selling my home wasn't a taxable event. It's not if it's your home. But if you buy a house now, you don't know that it's actually going to be your home when you sell it. You might buy another home and that home might be a rental property. Who knows? You don't know what's going to happen in 30 years and neither do I. So when you buy a piece of property, bring that in. Let's figure out how much you have in that piece of property, what your depreciation may or may not be depending on your situation, and we'll get it figured out now rather than 20 years from now when you're digging through old boxes of paper and can't find it and nobody has it. So get the numbers together when you buy a piece of property, and of course when you sell we need to calculate any gains or losses that you have and if they are reportable or not. Number 8, 1099-Rs. This is retirement draws. I know there's a lot of numbers I'm saying. If you're taking money out of your retirement, whether you are retired or whether you needed to take money out for another reason, you will get a 1099-R from the bank who sent you the money. And I need the form. That is very important. And you're going to be like, but I already had the taxes taken out. I already paid the taxes. No, you made a deposit on the taxes. You need to figure out, it's not their job to figure out how much you owe in taxes. They just take out a flat amount. You need to figure out exactly how much the taxes are on that retirement draw. Or if there is taxes on it, there's exceptions. Keep following me because I'm talking about those exceptions a lot coming up here. If you get a Form 1099-R, taxes taken out or not, you need to bring that. It needs to be reported or the IRS is going to be all over you after that. Okay. Gambling income, number 9. This is a hard one. People always forget because there's nothing that comes to you at the end of the year, and I doubt there's any way to look it up. If you hit at the casino or the track, and you have to give out your social security number and you have to sign to get it. Okay, great. You won a jackpot. Congratulations. That's great. However, it's taxable income. And 2, they handed you a form at that time called a W-2G. And on there, it says how much you won. The IRS knows about it. They have a copy of the form. You need to report all your W-2Gs. And it's your job to keep that. If you went in January, like you have to keep that all the way a year and a half to the next April to file your taxes. You have to keep that, and I know it's kind of difficult, but you need to keep all track of all those W-2Gs in order to file your taxes. If you forget even one, you're going to get a letter saying, hey, you forgot to report this income. You're being audited. Not fun. Not fun. Okay, so you also need to bring all your spending on gambling. You need to keep a log. If you haven't, I've got a blog on that explains how to keep track of all your gambling money. So check out my blog, of course. I'm going to say that a lot. Number 10, 1095A. That is your marketplace health insurance. If you are getting assistance on your health insurance premiums, if you bought it on healthcare.gov, healthcare.gov on the insurance marketplace, and you're getting a reduced premium, you're not paying a lot of money every month, you're paying a couple bucks, you're getting some reduction in cost. You cannot file your taxes without that form. If you go to electronically file, it will come back rejected. You will not be able to file without that. Even if you only had it for like a day or two, you just signed up and you're like, no, I didn't get this, I got it at work, and then you cancel it. If you have a form at all, it will not let you file until you get that form. Healthcare.gov, if it's not there, healthcare.gov will tell you where to get it. They will go back to your provider and tell you where you should be able to get it. Best place to find that form, again, healthcare.gov. Okay, 1099Ks. Again, this is something that changed in November. If you have any kind of payment providers like Venmo, Cash App, or you sell things online where there's a third party depositing money in your account. So somebody buys something through Etsy and Etsy deposits money in your account. Or somebody sends you money to PayPal, they send it to PayPal, PayPal puts money in your account. All of those people are required to send you a form now, except the IRS said, well, you know, we just can't do that right now. So they kind of put it off for another year. Hopefully we'll get some changes in this bad legislation. I don't want to get into it on here, but you may or may not get a 1099K this year from pretty much anyone. You need to go through your Venmo, PayPal, go through your bank statements and see who's putting money in your account, third parties that make deposits in your account. And if you are, go log into your account and see if you're going to get a 1099K. If you got one, we need to report it. If it's, you know, money from your kids or your roommates splitting bills and you got one anyway, we need to report it, back that income out. It's very important that you do not skip it and just throw it in the garbage. It's not taxable income. This isn't real. Okay, you have to explain that to the IRS. They're not real bright. You have to explain everything to them. So, number 12, cryptocurrency. If you are doing cryptocurrency, and if you don't know what I mean, you're probably not doing it. I'm talking about Bitcoin, Dogecoin, buying things on Coinbase. You know who you are, okay? If you're trading cryptocurrency, you know who you are. I need every single transaction. No, I'm not kidding. I need every single transaction. It's been this way for a couple of years. You have to check a box, yes or no, under penalty of perjury on your tax forms that you either did or did not sell cryptocurrency in the past year. If you say no and you did, you don't want to lie to the federal government. You don't. Okay, so if you're trading crypto, you need to check the box yes, and you need to list every single sale and figure the gains and losses on that sale. Okay. Final thing I need to cover today, number 13, your IP PIN. If you are the victim of identity theft, ever, or you possible identity theft, or you voluntarily requested an IP PIN, you need that number, and a lot of people forget to bring that to me. You can, again, if you had an IP PIN, it's going to be one of those things. The IRS knows you need to put it on there. If you don't, you press file, it's going to come back the next day. Rejected. You cannot file without that IP PIN. You can't even file on paper without that IP PIN. They won't process it. You need to figure out what it is, and you need to file with it. Now, bonus content for my Arkansas people. Remember, we still itemize deductions in Arkansas. So if you have, mortgage interest, real estate taxes paid, charitable giving, if you're in Arkansas, we still count all that stuff. So I need that. So summing up, here's your basic rule. If you don't know what it is, bring it. If it looks official, bring it. If you don't understand what it says on it, bring it. Okay, that's the rules. Just throw it all in my portal. Oh, wait, my portal. If you're one of my tax clients and I do your taxes, the minute you get stuff in the mail, log into your portal, open that envelope, take a picture directly into the portal with your phone, and I already have your stuff. Do not make this gigantic pile on your dining room table that has everything mixed in it, and then you forget to give it to me anyway because it got knocked over by the dog or whatever. Anyway, I need all of that stuff. You can send it to me the day you get it. The minute you start getting stuff, just start loading it into the portal for me, okay? If you're my tax client, if you're not my tax client, get a big envelope, save up the paper ones, and get yourself a folder on your phone, on your computer, wherever you store your files online, and just start uploading that stuff so you have it all together when you sit down and do all your taxes. Okay, remember, my new blog is out. I'm going to have lots of new articles coming out, lots of new videos coming out. Follow me on the socials, read my blog. I'm going to say this stuff over and over. You've heard the story. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. You know the stories. Okay, good to see everybody. See you tax time, and welcome to 2024. Have a great year.